welcome to Highly Questionable. I'm Bomani Jones. This is Gonzalo. His son dropped him off with us this week. That's Frank Isola, the New York Daily News. What's on the show, Frank?
Well, you know what? Paul Pierce talking a lot like a Boston Celtic when he should be acting like a broadcaster.
That's well done. Let's go.
Are you beginning to think the Warriors will go through the playoff 16-0?
The beat 'em down came through at Oracle again. This time the Warriors got up over 130 points. I mean, it's easy to say that they're going to sweep their way through. There's no reason to think they're going to lose. They haven't lost a game in who knows how long. I still think that the Cavs can get game 3. I'm not saying that they will get game 3. I just think that they can, and I think shooting 25% from three-point range isn't something they're going to do again. But no, it wouldn't be shocking if the Warriors walk through.
No, it won't be shocking, but right now 14-0. And here's the thing, if you're the Cavs, LeBron in the first half was putting together an epic type of game. For some reason, he took only 6 shots in the second half. Here's the deal, LeBron. Game 3, if you're on a roll like that, start taking more than 6 shots in the second half if you want to save your team and make it a series, because right now, not looking too good.
Yeah, especially when you think about the fact that Kyrie Irving is putting up those shots, but they're not always the right ones. And the only other dude on the team who seems to want to shoot is Iman Shumpert. And you wish he didn't want to shoot so much.
And that's the problem with Kyrie Irving. He's supposed to be so much better than Steph Curry. Remember going into the finals, that was the matchup that Cleveland would dominate? Kyrie, 18 of 55. Steph Curry, 18 for 39. So in the battle of the alpha dog +1, Steph Curry's winning that battle too.
Well, I knew that Chacha Pachulia and JaVale McGee, they were going to make a big difference for the Warriors. You see that? You see what I mean? Tristan Thompson has been neutralized. He's a non-factor. He's getting no rebounds because they got these 2 guys on top of him, buddy. He cannot move.
What was that you said about JaVale McGee earlier? That he's basically been more productive than...
He's outscored J.R. Smith, and he basically is playing Tristan Thompson to a draw, and he's only played 9 minutes in the series. Play JaVale McGee, at least in the second half.
And, of course, LeBron is choking.
No, yes. Yeah, triple-double through 3 quarters, but oh, yeah.
Is Paul Pierce right that KD's the best player in the world?
All right, Paul Pierce now works for us over here at ESPN, and, man, he's gotten into the hot take business fast. I mean, he has gotten acclimated to this job like a 20-year vet.
He may be the best player in the world today.
Today?
Wait.
Today.
Whoa.
I mean,
whoa.
we're on the final stage. LeBron is giving you good numbers.
Stop.
Wait.
What can't he do?
Let me stop you.
Where's that drink? What's in there?
Cut it
What
out,
can
Paul.
he do on the court?
Let me check in that
Yeah, let
drink.
me smell what
Paul,
you got going on in your mouth.
You stop it now.
Hey, this is truth juice.
Everybody wanted to stay away from that. Jalen Rose did not have a single word to say. Also, Paul Pierce, who thinks this. Incidentally, Bill Laimbeer thinks that LeBron is better than Michael Jordan. Really? You're going to tell me that these guys are going to downgrade their rivals just a little bit in a comparative discussion? Shocked.
That's not the juice talking. That's the Boston Celtic talking. And guess what? Last night, Durant was the better player. He has 71 points in 2 games. The guy that he technically replaced, Harrison Barnes, had 65 the entire series. But best player? What this series has told us, though, Russell Westbrook, terrific player. James Harden. Let's go through the list. The second best player in the NBA is Kevin Durant. The best player, sorry, Paul Pierce, it's still LeBron James.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Steph Curry run around LeBron last night like a guy who couldn't be stopped. You know, he's a little guy. LeBron likes to pick on big guys, you know, on little guys, I should say. He likes to pick on little guys. When it comes to big guys, he stays away from them.
He did have a little string, though. I mean, see, LeBron's a better man than me. You're not going to fake me more than once. No. You go right, I go right. You go left, I keep going right.
You know what I was hearing in my head? Sweet Georgia Browns. This was like right out of the Harlem Globetrotters. And if you go back to last year when LeBron blocked that shot on Steph Curry and started talking to him, this was Steph Curry's revenge.
What does it mean that the Seahawks signed Austin Davis as a backup quarterback and not Colin Kaepernick?
You have to admit it's a little bit peculiar that Pete Carroll would go out of his way to tell the media that Colin Kaepernick was good enough to be a starter in the league but would not be on the Seahawks. And then they go sign Austin Davis, who stinks, right? Like, who absolutely stinks. This is the only time you ever hear of a team saying we could have depth at a position, but why would we want to do something like that? Maybe Kaepernick said he wanted more money than they were willing to give him as a backup. I have no idea. But the bottom line is, Austin Davis has a job as a quarterback in the NFL. Hank Williams Jr. is doing the pregame song again, and Colin Kaepernick still out of work.
Are you ready for some football? Well, obviously Colin Kaepernick is not ready for it. Here's the thing for Pete Carroll. Maybe Russell Wilson would have felt a little threatened. Or maybe once Pete Carroll brought him in and realized, you know what, we don't really want to sign him, then he had to throw bouquets at his feet and tell him, oh, hey, he should be a starting quarterback in the league, which was a nice way of saying he's not going to be the backup on this team. Nice of Pete Carroll to bring Colin Kaepernick in, but in some ways this makes the Seahawks not look so good.
Yeah, I tell you this, though. If you're Roger Goodell, you had to be upset that Carroll said that he was good enough to start, right? Like, what you wanted Carroll to say was, no, the dude doesn't have it, because then every other team could say, see, the dude doesn't have it. Now we're just sitting here like, Austin Davis?
Do you believe that Sidney Crosby told P.K. Subban that he had bad breath?
That's where we are with the Stanley Cup Finals. How do you get into our show? Say somebody breath stank.
You know, he went on to tell me that my breath smelled bad, and I really don't understand why, because I use Listerine before the game, so I thought my breath smelled great. But, I mean, at the end of the day, we're just going to take the win and move on.
PK said that there was some Listerine in his stall this morning from teammates, that you took a shot of his breath last night, jokingly.
Yeah, he made that up. I didn't say that.
He's tried to get under your skin a lot of times in your career, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean that's part of it. I mean, he likes the attention and things like that. So I mean, you know, if he wants to make stuff up, I mean, there's not much what can I do?
Hey, whose lack of sense of humor is worse? Sidney Crosby treating this like it's so damn important, or P.K. Subban telling the media guys that he used Listerine and not a single person laughed? Did he actually have this happen? I don't care. Just make it fun.
Yeah, call him P.U. Subban. Here's the thing. You want to know what was foul-smelling? Was the play of Malkin and Sidney Crosby. 0 shots in a game like that. But the worst smell in hockey, and by the way, out of all the sports, football, baseball, basketball, the worst smell is hockey. You want to experience a terrible stench? Be there when somebody unzips their equipment bag in hockey. Between the gloves, the jersey, that is dreadful. That smells.
It's welcome change having somebody on this show who actually knows something when the hockey topics come up.
Well, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad, P.K. Subban. You know, people, they say the same thing about me. You got bad breath, you know, just ignore them, you know, that's all. And I never said that I use Listerine or anything like that. Mouthwash, no. I said, well, you know, I mean, it's black beans and rice. Smells like black beans and rice, that's all.
He did used to keep the Binaca right there in his pocket. To be clear, he'd use it right before the show. But the smell we complain about, it ain't his breath.
Yeah.
Should Bill Belichick forgive Eric Mangini?
It's 10 years after Spygate, and all Eric Mangini wants to do is be friends with Bill Belichick. You may remember they fell out over the whole thing in 2007. Belichick won't say his name, has no interaction with him. And I mean, I guess maybe Belichick should forgive him because it has been this long. Mangini will never be a head coach ever again. But what does should have to do with this? He's mad. He feels like Mangini did him wrong, and now the dude's dead to him.
It was an act of betrayal. That's why he's never going to forgive him. Once Bill Belichick resigned as the HC of the NYJ, and Mangini took that job and ratted him out in Spygate, you know the old saying, don't rat on your friends and keep your mouth shut. Eric Mangini didn't do that. It's one thing to go to the Jets, which is bad enough, but he kind of got that whole Spygate thing started. That wasn't a good look. Bill Belichick's never going to forgive him.
So Mangini turned out to be a big snitch, huh?
Yeah.
But I tell you one thing, you know what they say? Snitches, they get stitches.
Oh. Pop take him out on that boat.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Is that a clown car?
Are they charging people to ride this thing? Do you have to sign a waiver?
They set the Guinness Book of World Records, though, I think.
Whoa. I mean, forgive me for my ignorance, because I don't know very much about, like, public transportation in Pakistan, but is not another one coming?
My son's TV show is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Tasty feeling.
It's built to work.
Do you question this question?
All right, LeBron decided to skip the dais after the game and took questions in the locker room, and here he is being asked about defending his home court in Game 3.
LeBron, you just feel this is a case where you guys just need to defend home court at this point?
Well, I mean, are you a smart guy?
I think so.
I think so, right? So if we don't defend home court, what happens?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
I'm asking you.
Well, yeah, then you guys are looking at getting swept.
All right. So that answers your question.
I mean, it wasn't the greatest question in the world there. Like, is it just a matter of needing to defend your home court? LeBron basically said you can count, right?
Clearly, LeBron is ornery. Did not go to the podium on Saturday. Did not go to the podium on Sunday. If this question comes from a Cleveland reporter, I think he would have answered a little bit differently. But if you're a reporter, you don't know LeBron, forget about asking about home court. Ask him about that play where Steph Curry had him dancing side to side. Let's see how he would have answered that one.
I guess. Even worse. It would have gone worse.
Oh boy, I'm beginning to like this scene. I'm beginning to like what I see. He's beginning to crack under pressure. He's not answering those questions, because he knows that if he gets he gives a hard answer, there's going to be more questions asked of him, so it's going to be tough.
You enjoy this so much, aren't you?
Every single second. The guy's in a sweatbox, Do you question if this really a brawl?
All right, it's Rob and Rex Ryan. They're at a bar in Nashville. By the way, one of those Ryan boys used to coach at Tennessee State. Go look up some things about Tennessee State if you don't understand why that's funny. Here we go. All right, there's Rob. Hey, what's this move that Rob is using?
Are you allowed to do that? I think that's 2 minutes for fighting. They're in Nashville. Right now they should be thrown in the penalty box.
And like, who's the guy that's got his arm? Like, what side is he on? Like, I can't tell who's with whom in this.
Rex Ryan, he put on that Bryce Harper jersey. He feels like he should brawl everybody now.
Please tell me, by the way, that that's one of Rob Ryan's sons behind him, just like, Dad, you're embarrassing me again.
I prefer to think of the Ryan brothers during happier times.
What do we have? Oh, wow. There they are on one of the world's sturdiest bicycles.
That's why somebody in a bar wants to beat them up. They showed up on that bicycle.
Do you question if this meets code?
It says this meets code. We're going to Pakistan. Whoa.
Is that a clown car?
Are they charging people to ride this thing? Do you have to sign a waiver?
They set the Guinness Book of World Records, though, I think.
Whoa. I mean, forgive me for my ignorance, because I don't know very much about, like, public transportation in Pakistan, but there's not another one coming, right? Like, is it that long before the next one comes, or all y'all got to get on the back of this?
Do you have space where you can put your luggage on there, or you have to carry it on your back?
That is a very good question, right? And how much hell do you get if you sit on the inside with your legs spread open?
You want to impress me? You have to do that on a bike.
Oh, yeah, this was pretty impressive. I forget Frank hasn't seen all these videos like we have.
Is that the Ryan brothers again?
that would be great.
And
Except,
a wheelie.
Yeah, it wouldn't be no wheelie with the Ryan brothers. No, sirree, Bob. Yeah.
No helmet either.
Right, the Ryan brothers try to do a wheelie on that, he turns into a backflip. Shout out to the dude in the yellow, by the way, that's getting hugged on the back, who obviously wants no parts of this. Yeah, look at my man at the back that's getting the hug. He's just leaning back like, just please don't drop me. Just please don't drop me.
Do you question who got it worse?
No setup with that question.
Let's go.
All right, here we go.
That's not even close.
Who you going with?
Come on. The one guy landed in the water. The other guy took a header right into the board. That's why you got to wear a helmet.
I was making sure there wasn't something that I had missed. Run this back one more time.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
The first guy works.
I mean, I don't know if that counts as working, right? Like, then.
You know what? You could be not very bright and still wear a helmet. That is legal.
Wow. I will say, though, number one got it bad, though, because he did take a hit off that ramp and then had to put his wounds in that water, which didn't look the cleanest.
I'm not taking a facial off a board. The second guy got it much worse.
Well, I don't know. I think that the first guy got very lucky. He got very lucky. If he hadn't gone overboard with that flip, the second guy would have run over him.
That is true.
Real bad for him.
So number one didn't get it as bad, but it was this close to getting it way worse.
And by the way, the Ryan brothers came down next and ran over that guy and went into the water.
Highly questionable. This broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami.
Stop with.
Woo, cause I'm Tony. Now, I'm acting funny now. Buck for think it is macaroni time. Tough luck for these boys. Think they next, I am on the, so what? Walking court smelling like pack. I got them bands. Glow boys. That's what Almighty Papi got them saying.
He's so intense.
Good rap.
Assaulted.
My son's TV show is brought to you by T-Mobile. Switch to the network, built for unlimited data. Time to play the game that wears fake glasses to look smarter. See? Or no?
You tell us what to watch on TV tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued.
He can't even see my hand right now.
On NBC Sports Network, Game 4, Penguins and Predators.
I am intrigued. Not sure I'm intrigued enough to actually watch it on television, but intrigued nonetheless. It was a 5-1 game late in Game 3. Got a little chippy. You know how they do. This is after the game. That's Malkin. Oh.
Faked them out.
Yeah, buddy. I'll tell you this, though. That's one slip away from rut roll. They're never going to let me play hockey ever again. Frank, are you intrigued?
Oh, absolutely intrigued. And remember, going into this game, they talked about maybe pulling Pekka Rinne as the goalie. Peter Laviolette, you thought LeBron was ornery. You should have heard the Predators coach when someone asked him the question whether Rinne was going to start. Got a little nasty there, too.
Also, Pekka Rinne is a first and last name, not just a long last
Yeah, just not a
name.
quick one.
Got you, Poppy. Are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. You know why? Because the Ryan brothers, they are Predator fans. And they're going to be at that game, you know, and they're going to be rooting for the Predators. And this thing is going to be tight 2-2 because the Ryan brothers, they're going to be pushing for the Predators to win. And they're going to respond accordingly.
Yeah, that's what it is. The problem is, if you are getting a motivational speech from Rex Ryan at this point in time, I'm not sure if you're going to win.
Maybe they'll bring the catfish in, though.
He'll be a great broadcaster, though.
On Comcast Chicago, Marlins and Cubs.
I don't have to pretend I'm intrigued by that one, but Edison Volquez threw a no-hitter over the weekend on the 26th birthday, what would have been the 26th birthday of his buddy Yordano Ventura. This is the first inning. There you go.
He hurt his ankle on that one.
Here's the last out. That's big, man.
Since 1993, 6 no-hitters for the Marlins, more than any team over that time.
I also think an underrated part of that, I heard something in the background there after that last strikeout. Were those people at the stadium? Huh, isn't that something? Frank, are you intrigued?
You know what? I absolutely am intrigued because the Cubs swept the series over the weekend against the Cardinals, and Kyle Schwarber, who has been terrible all year, he's batting 165, had a huge grand slam on Saturday. Maybe he's starting to get going. The Cubs are finally going to get going.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But the most amazing thing about that game wasn't that no-hitter, was that the whiffer, Giancarlo Stanton, hasn't struck out in the last 2 games. Boy, he's now beginning to hit the ball. You know, I mean, that's a record for him.
He does this. Like, apparently he called him the whiffer to his face once.
On ABC, The Bachelorette.
Yes, that season of The Bachelorette I never thought would happen as long as I live continues. What do we have?
I have a really fun day planned for you guys. I love basketball. I grew up playing competitively, but I'm a little bit rusty. And so I've asked one of my friends to come and help us play today.
Going in the wrong direction.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's Steph Curry.
You just dunked on me? You just dunked on me?
You guys are polite. You're still competitive. You know, some of you can't play worth a damn. But hey, you know, that's not what it is. You know, you don't have to play basketball to get married. Believe that.
All right, 2 things here. 1, this contest is over. You saw who the winner was. Number 2, I wanted thought bubbles as soon as they found out they were going to be playing basketball. I want to know what every single one of those dudes thought when they found out that was the competition. Frank, are you intrigued?
You know what? I am not intrigued. If I want to watch bad basketball, I'll watch the first 3 rounds of the NBA playoffs over again as opposed to The Bachelorette. And by the way, I don't want to name drop, but I saw Kareem yesterday in the airport. So this is a big thrill for me. Kareem one day, Poppy the next day. Not bad.
You also covered the Knicks. You get all the bad basketball that you need.
True.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. You know, I like Kareem because he's going to tell it the way he sees it. He's going to pull no punches. See, he said, none of you guys got a shot. If you want to got a shot to this lady, you got to play basketball, do basketball. No basketball.
Oh,
that's right.
I do think the best thing that could have happened in that scene was after Kareem had those dudes playing basketball, he just went out and started hitting skyhook after skyhook. It was like, you see me? You see me?
Wasn't she linked to Durant? I thought she was going to bring Durant out.
Nah, I don't.
Then they got no shot.
Yeah.
That's all the time happened today. Thank you for watching.
All right, Frank did such a good job. He'll be with us all week. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Gracias. See you tomorrow.
Close enough.
Oh, Frank, great job, buddy.
Oh, here we go.
I got him. I got him.